The Modian Curators are off to an exhilarating start in their efforts to catalog the cosmos, quickly discovering new planets, new life, new civilizations, and interstellar sea shanties. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris First Contact in our Clandestine Curiosity series. So, yeah, interstellar sea shanties. That's what's being discovered at the moment at this particular archaeological site. Message in a bottle in the Ledeligan system, but we also have a spare envoy. And I would very much like, first of all, to reinforce the fleet and build an additional destroyer, but I would also like to resume building a spy network somewhere. And I think probably where I would like to build a spy network first are on the aliens that messed with me the most. The ones responsible for the abduction of one of our scientists and their crew. So we're going to spy on the former WoW aliens, the Latrepian Star Hierarchy. We are currently forming a decent relationship with them, but even more so with the Sibulan Hive, which is pretty cool. We could even form a research agreement with the Sibulan Hive. Let's take a look at this. It'll cost us 0.25 influence each month. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. I want to build a decent relationship with them so that we have at least one of the bordering powers, and really the only bordering power of consequence, because they're kind of lined up with each other here, and where their territory potentially intersects with mine is back here. So if there's anyone that I really want to make sure I'm at peace with, it's the Sibulan Hive. Also, at the end of the last episode, we got the Alien Specimen Procurement Project, and we have almost every single specimen within range of our ships. So I've already given the order for most of them to be investigated. We received our first clandestine report from Spymaster Virginia Arkwright inside the Latrepian Star Hierarchy. This marks the establishment of our first spy network within Xeno territory. Whenever they make a move, we stand a better chance of it playing right into our grappling fins. I see what the writers did there. Okay, research agreement proposal has been accepted. Excellent. Shared research progress between us and the Sibulans. What have we here? Sensors report of a shipwreck of unidentified origin has been sighted in orbit of Eartheus C. Okay. Look into that for me, please. And of course, we do have several orders. That's a level 2 anomaly, so it won't take particularly long to investigate. We are now building that starbase in Fangkor, so that gateway will be ours. Reinforcements are in transit. I believe I can go ahead and buy... I'm going to hit that button just a couple of times. There. And that is all of our destroyers. Queued up. Wreckage identified. Our crew aboard the MCS Explorer report that the Eartheus C shipwreck appears to have been the result of an unexpected geomagnetic solar storm. Long Dark references, anybody? The supply ship suffered a complete loss of life support systems and sustained inoperable damage, drifting until it entered Eartheus C's gravity well. There are no survivors. The ship's cargo hold does indeed contain a notable amount of minerals, however. The captain of the MCS Explorer cautions that the construction indicates Sibulan design. It is highly likely that the minerals belong to the Sibulan Hive, and that they may be displeased should we lay claim to their shipment. Perfect. So we can say that we won't risk an altercation. We get brownie points, basically, with the Sibulan Hive, who we're already trying to get in good with. So that's fantastic. A single badly scorched module is all that is left of a Cybrix research station that once orbited Frankfurt 4A hundreds of thousands of years ago. The vacuum exposed inside of the module is filled with the dead remains of creatures that are part machine and part organic.
There is new information in the situation log.
Why don't you go ahead and research that for me, Genevieve? So that's the difficult
We grow ever stronger.
anomaly that I gave the order to investigate last episode. Modian, we have received word of our down supply ship's cargo. We would like to extend our gratitude to you for taking the time to recover it without the need for Sibulan interference or intervention. So we have 100 influence, and we have a favor now from them that they owe us. And their opinion of us has risen by 50. So that's fantastic. We have 150 influence. We can go ahead and we can do a lot with that. We can do a whole hecking heck of a lot. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and add Secunda Hiadum to our territory. because this seems like a really good idea. This is a tropical planet. We can colonize that. I want to go ahead and give that order right now. And we're not even done. We can still add another system to our territory. So I'm going to go ahead and lock down Nolian, which it looks like I can do after I buy just a few more alloys. Let's go ahead and buy that starbase, and then I want you to build those mining stations and that research station, and we are off to the races. We still have a number of stars within our territory we haven't fully subsumed within Modian space yet. And then, of course, there's the Gaia planet, 25 slot Gaia planet. Oh, the Arinthi's been secured. The small rodent-like creatures known as Arinthi are native to Avonhead, where their habitat extends across most of the planet's diverse climatic regions. They breed at an extremely rapid rate and seem to have a particular fondness for chewing on electric cables. Procuring specimens was not a problem. In fact, after the initial creatures were collected, more of them made their way onto the MCS Fireball by hitching rides on the science ship's orbital shuttles. Exactly why the Museum of Exobiology requested Arinthi specimens remains a mystery. I always smile when I see the Arinthi, because for those of you who have been following the channel for a long time, you know that I actually have several empires designed that are different sections of an empire that I call the Oranathi, and that's a variation, unintentional, on Orinthi, with an apostrophe after the O and a capital R. But it was just so funny to me because when I came up with that name, it didn't occur to me. It's one of those things where, like, when you're coming up with a name in your head, you're thinking about what's something that sounds cool, and you don't necessarily realize where you're drawing from. And it made me chuckle the first time I put two and two together and realized that I got Oranathi from Orinthi, which is obviously in the same game, and I had probably played a game earlier in that day or earlier that week and gotten this event, and then named not only one but three different empires using that particular name. So it just always brings a smile to my face, and I have done a few series with them, but it's been a while. So excellent, we gained some society research from that. Let's continue. Still doing well on the research front. Nodal consciousness discovered. Kroll explorers on... What is this? Sphere Mathurios 1 have discovered a previously unknown species of molluscoid. On its own, each of these creatures barely qualifies as sapient. However, when two or more are joined through physical contact, they form a semi-conscious node. Theoretically, these nodes should be capable of an exponential growth in cognitive power. What? Simply put, the people of Sphere Mathurios 1 have stumbled onto a biological thinking machine. Given time, this discovery could herald the advent of an organic singularity. Wow. Watch and learn. We could prevent the singularity. This will have the following effects. Preventing the singularity will require continuous investment in resources. Once selected, we will be unable to change this approach. We could promote the singularity. I don't know if we really have the means to... Yeah, we're going to watch and learn. We're going to just gain insights from this. This could be bad. But we're going to be true to our namesake. We're going to learn from this and gain as much insight as we can. That's what we're leaning into. That's the mechanic we're interested in. All right, crystal mines are done. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, Starholds. That's tempting. Yep, Starholds it is. 71 months. Potent potables. Sharp things. Literature. Which is just a big word for books. Sorry, Celebrity Jeopardy references. Anyway, up come swarms of robots. Get ready to run. Oh wait, I can scroll up. Our archaeologists have unearthed a stash of potent potables. Were the sailors consuming these foul liquids? We will not ingest these strange liquids. Our exploration of the ship is already sufficiently intoxicating. Up come the lithoids, all hewn from their stone. These boulders are bolder when they're not alone. Chorus. Up come the necroids, are fearsome and great. You can't kill them, mateys. They'll reanimate. Chorus. Up come swarms of robots. Get ready to run. Fight 1, 10, a dozen, 1101, or 1101, if you really want to be precise about it. Chorus, we want more... Yeah, we want more lyrics. Please, for the love of God, give us more. This is fantastic. Maybe this time I won't get a frog in my throat towards the end of the episode while reading all these lyrics and then struggle through reading them, which is definitely what happened at the end of the last episode. I was trying not to cough for like the last two lyrics. I was like, really? Can you please stop? But in my mind, I'm like, in my heart, I want more. So now I'm able to breathe and can focus on that. So anyway, an analysis of the Cybrix research module we found above Frankfurt 4A has revealed that the machine consciousness was experimenting with cybernetic life forms. Hundreds of unfortunate prisoners were transported to this facility for the purpose of having their limbs and organs replaced with various mechanical contraptions. The exact objective of these tests remains unclear. There is no evidence that the Cyberx were ever made use, or that the Cyberx ever made use of cybernetic units outside of this lab. So we gain a Cyberx artifact, we gain 667 engineering research, which is handy because the research we're doing right now needs a nice boost. And we get a Cyberx artifact. Hell yeah. Alright, so there's that. Alright, we don't have anything else we can do influence-wise for the moment.
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
Some kind of unknown structures are floating in this gas giant's upper atmosphere. They appear to be using aerostatic lift to remain buoyant. Okay. Research, please, and I hope that's not the event I think it is. Alright, and I want you to build those mining stations when you're ready. Yeah, we need a lot more influence before we can add these to our territory. But I'd really like to add those to the territory as soon as possible. Wow, are we really full on minerals? Are you flippin' serious? Alright, well in that case, let's go ahead and sell 5,000 of them. So we're doing well on minerals, which is ironic because we're no longer a lithoid race. Aerostat colonies. A ruined network of aerostat colonies dating back at least 3 millennia can be found in low orbit of this gas giant. Their original function appears to have been gas mining, but they have since been abandoned and reoccupied by many different races and pirate groups. The colonies have been thoroughly stripped of anything even remotely valuable, but the mere fact that they are still aloft after all this time makes them an interesting subject of engineering research. Fascinating. So that's in Eartheus. And there are a couple of planets in the Eartheus system.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
An ancient orbital shipyard drifts in silence above this world and has suffered significant battle damage, and entire sections of the facility are missing. Research, please. Okay, you know what? We have this in our territory now. I'm going to go ahead. Nice. Exceptional quality minerals. We're already doing well on the mineral front, but... Alright, so... Colony ship, not colonization vessel. That's the difference. Okay? Just to be clear. So we want a colony ship. Yes, I know we've got low habitability. Ooh, I really like Aroque. That's a really distinctive name. Let's go with that. That's different. I'm a fan. I am a fan. And then I want you to build those mining stations, please. Nice. So we're done with one archaeological event. Aw, the lyrics are done. Our exploration has revealed a glance of ancient history, displaying the zeal and courage of ancient explorers. This is so, like, freaking context and plot appropriate. I love this. Clearly the captain used this space shanty to motivate and coordinate the crew. Perhaps they even sang along. Our archaeologists are suggesting this performance should be preserved in a museum installation. As for the ancient melody, we've transcribed all the lyrics we could find and added them to our databanks. Our own sailors now have a habit of singing versions of their own... This is so great! Of singing versions of their own space shanties, which should improve their morale and efficiency. We rose from the ocean and reached for the sky. We're building an empire that will never die. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, then we're all together, boys. Blow you winds fringeward, hey, blow you winds blow. Out to the galaxy, steady she goes. This is badass. I love this game so much. Oh my god. It's time to untether from this ancient vessel, casting off the hawser as we set sail on solar winds, steady as she goes. It's like... It genuinely makes me a little bit emotional. Like, it's so cool when this game takes a plot idea that you have in your head with the story that you've kind of created, and it gives you something randomly, completely randomly. There's no way it can be anything other than random. But when it gives you something this perfect narratively that fits, it's hard, especially as a creative person, not to feel it and be like, oh man, that's really cool. So, Harmonious Crew modifier added, sublight speed plus 10%, memorize the lyrics and set the next course. So we now have a 10% sublight speed bonus for the rest of the game. Holy crap, I love that. That is so freaking cool. This game is amazing. Automated shipyard. While conducting their survey of Ensmars 2, the MCS surveyor detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It is at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage, but one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Genevieve Allenby is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project. Interesting.
There is new information in the situation log.
So that requires a construction ship, yes? And this is in Ensmars. So... Okay, well, when you're done with what you're doing, go research that, and hopefully you won't die. That's the closest one. So we're just going to send it. Biological calculator. So this is the organic singularity. Biological calculators. Through persistent experimentation, the people of Fear Mathrios 1 have begun to use the recently discovered nodal consciousness as a rudimentary thinking machine. Now capable of completing complex mathematical calculations, the inhabitants are making breakthroughs in science and technology at a previously unheard of pace. So we will gain a new society insight technology. So Fear Mathrios 1 gets the research boom modifier, so monthly physics research, engineering research, and society research are increased by 10%. That's interesting. All right, we do have a bit of a food shortage.
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
We briefly detected some unusual energy readings emanating from this planet. It might have been a glitch in our systems, or it could be a sign of something more. That's still on Eartheus. So this planet, or this science ship, is trying to get out of Eartheus, but they keep finding anomalies there. Like, I've sent them to get so many different random, you know, what is it? Species? Alien specimen procurement? I've sent them to get so many different alien specimens, but anyway. Space amoebas forever. The space amoebas, the nickname now lovingly popularized on Modia, are solitary animals. When left to their own devices, all but the youngest specimens are accompanied by quasi-independent organisms dubbed flagella, seemingly spawned by the amoeba and programmed through liquid, RNA-laced secretions to do the bidding of the host. Initially assumed to be young space amoebas, the flagella do not seem to factor into any reproductive mechanics, each individual flagellum instead operating solely as a disconnected limb for its host amoeba. These flagella are capable of manipulating and even attacking objects in an impressive yet restricted range around the host, periodically returning to lodge inside the host amoeba's body for reprogramming. So cool. There are potential military applications to be found in the regenerative properties of the amoeba's thick hide, or in the flagella's graceful patterns of movement. So we can say the flagella are fascinating, or we can get tissue samples and have regenerative hull tissue. I think I'd rather have the extra evasion, flagellating movement. The flagella are fascinating. Here we go. Port Eleanor.
Project done.
Wow, okay.
Special now, was it?
Okay. Lots happening at once. Just like every other early game Stellaris series I've ever done. The magnetic field, and that anyone has ever done. The magnetic field of Eartheus 10 experienced a complete reversal while it was being observed by the MCS Explorer. This rare event has interchanged the positions of the planet's magnetic poles. Fortunately, it was all recorded by the sensors of our ship, providing our scientists with a lot of valuable data. Intriguing. So we got a big physics research from that. And then, of course, Void Unclouded. The reason this all happened at once is that I did start those two projects at once. So, to be fair, this is my fault. The Void Clouds are, as far as Modian researchers can tell, among the oldest entities in the universe. They seem to have originated just a scant few billion years after matter as we know it first appeared, the tremendous forces of the young cosmos making something out of nothing. They would have been stars once, but were not. Explaining their apparent animal intelligence is more difficult, but the answer might lie in the abnormally strong electromagnetic fields that keep them together, another product of their primordial beginnings. It is not inconceivable that, given enough time, the circulation of its strange stardust and gravitic fields aligned in a flexible approximation of neural pathways. Moreover, the clouds seem to be receiving impulses from one another, if not outright communicating, light years apart. Quantum entanglement is suspected to play a role in this phenomenon. They will not stand in our way, or we can say humbling, and we get extra physics research from jobs. Oh, heck yeah. Yep, that's happening. As I was saying, Port Eleanor, holy crap. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that I want an agriculture district. This will give us some additional housing to deal with that problem, and then it will create some jobs that are specifically food-related. Tarblack secured. After an extensive search of the seabed on Port Eleanor using a small fleet of mini-submarines, the crew of the MCS Fireball finally managed to corner the elusive target of their search, a live Tarblack. The shimmering creature, which defends itself by emitting faint psionic signals that produce a sense of dread in most organics, was brought aboard the science ship in a special water tank simulating its natural environment. The crew members on the MCS Fireball that came into direct contact with the Tarblack will require extensive therapy, but the mission has been a success. I don't know if you have the same definition of success that I do, but cool. That'll help us with our society research speed boost, so we'll take it.
Space charts updated. Space charts updated.
All right, making good progress on some of our exploration. Now, our fleet is strong enough to take care of these space amoebas up here. So we could clear the Zood system and... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give this order. Let's see what happens. Exponential growth. Progress towards an organic singularity on Fermathiraz 1 continues apace. The nodal consciousness has reorganized much of the planet's agricultural production, increasing crop yields and raising standards of living. Already the people are relinquishing their decision-making to the biological machine. So now they have extra pop growth speed, happiness, and monthly food, and we gain progress towards the next insight technology. Fascinating, if not slightly perturbing and disturbing and concerning. All three of those things in equal measure. Maybe not exactly equal, but you get the point. Maybe. Oh, we have the influence to expand, and I definitely want to do that. So let's go ahead and add fact to our territory.
Project done. Not so special now, was it?
The Zolkor swarm has been secured. The Zolkor are swarming insect analogs, usually both for their large size and the fact that they are lithivores, feeding off rocks and minerals in the ground. I am so glad we are not playing as the Elixir Collective right now. One of the shuttles belonging to the MCS Explorer sustained serious damage when it inadvertently passed through a large swarm and several Zolkors began to feed on its hull. The construction of the special containment facilities required to hold these creatures has already begun at the Museum of Exobiology on Modia. Excellent.
What have we here?
Let's see. Although Kerbal 6 appears totally desolate and devoid of life, our scanners have picked up an encrypted signal emanating from it. Research, please. So, this science ship is finding its way, like, quite extensively down this direction. And it seems like we might actually have, like, an inroad to actually get this territory incorporated into our own, assuming there are no aliens in this direction. So, that's an interesting possibility. I don't necessarily... We've already exceeded 100 empire size, so we've got to be careful. Like, I've got to decide, am I playing wide or am I playing tall? But I like the idea of having more territory. And I can't restrain that impulse, personally. Through hard work and experience, Governor Jeanette Abercrombie has developed new skills. Okay.
Technology secured.
Wait, which new skill did she... Hold on. All right, good. She's an intellectual. So, extra research speed. Sometimes when it says... We saw this, if not in this series, in Heralds of the Dark Nova. Sometimes you get that notification like, oh, they developed new skills, and it's not a new skill, it's a penalty. Like, it's a bad thing, and it's horrible. Like, it's arrested development, or it's a substance abuse problem, or something like that. So, you never know. Fusion reactor. Research is done. Okay, so... Yeah, let's go ahead and boost research speed, plus 5%. It's going to take 15 months, but you can tell that we're getting through these projects faster now.
We grow ever stronger.
Fire of the Furnace. We have made an interesting find on Fionis 3, however, it is not related to the planet itself. While conducting our usual tests, we captured some odd data from a far-off system's star. Its radiation indicates that it is able to fuse together beryllium without spallation, something that should not be possible. The science team are eager to investigate and have limited the potential stars down to 2 not-too-distant systems. Consult the situation log for more details. This could prove fruitful, begins the unusual star stuff.
There is new information in the situation log.
Event chain. Okay. So it looks like Krant and Fulia. Well, okay. That's thoroughly doable. Okay, Alright, there's already an order for you to investigate Krant. So I'm going to just wait a moment, and we'll investigate that a little bit later on. Love's Labor's Lost. Having decrypted the signal, Genevieve Allenby was astonished to discover it was broadcasting in an archaic form of one of the main Modian languages. Speaking in these thous and whenceforths, it appears to be reciting one of the lost works of Rosaline Higginbottom, a renowned Modian playwright who lived some 600 years ago. It appears that the broadcasting device, a simple satellite dish protected by a small shelter, is the only non-natural structure on the planet. There is no hint as to who left it there or why, but going by the wear and tear on evidence, it must have been there since shortly after the play was first written, long before Modian learned the secret of space travel. We can only assume it was left there by ancient visitors to Modia who took a liking to the play and decided to pay our species a strange and unexpected tribute. Okay, so we can say wonderful news and gain a lump sum of unity, 1178, or we can say that we can get the gift from the mysterious benefactor modifier for 5 years. Citizen pop happiness would increase by 10%, and we'd get the Xenophile ethics attraction bonus of 100%. So the Xenophile ethic will be twice as attractive. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. We're almost... I mean, look. We're already extremely xenophilic. I'm not sure that... Yeah, I'd rather have the one-time unity. Yep, and we got a... Nice. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and complete this. Survival of the fittest. So now we have the planetary prospecting decision, and we've unlocked our next Ascension perk. I like the idea of one vision for the Modians. I also kind of like executive vigor for the Modians. Ooh, shared destiny would give 2 additional envoys, though. Ooh. Ooh, that's interesting. Your subjects do not suffer monthly loyalty penalties from you having multiple subjects. That's... We could do some interesting things with that. We could turn some of our neighboring empires into subjects, possibly. But at the very least, we get the 2 additional envoys from that. Let's see. One vision. But I also like the extra monthly unity because that will help us get every single tradition faster. And amenities usage goes down and governing ethics attraction goes up, so it makes, it makes problems with loyalty and factions less of a situation. Imperial prerogative is also tempting. But the thing is... Interstellar Dominion is also tempting because we have a lot of claiming to do. The stars beckon and we follow. May nothing stand between us and them. See, all of these are good. And then enigmatic engineering. Hey, wait a minute. Whoa. Technology is simply not a way to solve a problem, but is a language by which we ascend beyond the mundane. Lesser minds simply fail to understand our advances. This sounds exactly like the Modians. Cloaking strength +2, encryption +2. Steal technology operations will automatically fail when used against us, and debris from our destroyed ships cannot be studied by other empires. Yup. Once I read that, all I needed to see was the extra cloaking strength, and it was done. It was done.
We grow ever stronger.
Alright, so this fleet is on its way to the Zolad system. It's still a little bit more than a year before they arrive. We seem to have found the right system. The radiation data of the local star match the ones previously encountered. A special project has been issued to perform research on the star.
Situations amended.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and study that project, please? And then go back to what you were doing. Rivalry. Ooh, so these 2 are rivals. That's not good. We do have friendly relations now with the Sibulan Hive. Let's see how we're doing with these folks. We also have friendly relations with the Latrepian star hierarchy. Interestingly enough. So, how are we doing compared to them? They have superior technology and fleet power. For now. Finders keepers. A particularly observant operative in the Latrepian star hierarchy has laid their grappling fins on part of a Latrepian encryption key. It would seem a careless Latrepian politician mislaid the device whilst commuting. This bodes well enough for our operations in the Latrepian star hierarchy, but our study of the device's unique design has revealed novel insights for our general approach to code breaking. So for 2 years, we have better code breaking, because we found that encryption key. And as a consequence, we can do things! We're not quite at a point where doing things is going to go very well, but alright, this planet has unemployed pops that will automatically migrate to other planets. I would rather give them something to do. So let's build an agriculture district here. Having more housing will encourage that population to grow anyway.
A special project is finished.
Hey, Tasselgoid secured. The Tasselgoid is an extremely lethal predator that stalks the dense jungles of Secunda Hiatum 2 at night, paralyzing its prey with electric shocks before sucking their brains out with its tube-like mouth. Unfortunately, 3 of the crew members from the MCS Explorer were lost to these creatures before a specimen could be secured. The Museum of Exobiology on Modia will rename one of its wings after these brave officers to honor their sacrifice. This is rough business, this whole alien specimen procurement thing. But we did get some society research for it, so yay. Well done, ladies. I would say ladies and gents, but it's entirely female dolphin race. Well done, ladies. Alright, so see, I am tempted to go ahead and upgrade this fleet first, but you know what? No. Let's have them attack, then upgrade. Let's see how this goes. Uneasy synergy, uh-oh. The first stirrings of an advanced level of consciousness have appeared on Fear Materials 1. However, it has become obvious that the nodal consciousness may have its own designs. In an effort to streamline processes, certain basic amenities have been curtailed. Jobs that were once done by hand are increasingly automated, and local government has found itself unable or unwilling to stem the tide of change. Many of the inhabitants are increasingly uneasy about what is taking place on their world. So amenities minus 20%, and a huge amount of engineering research gained. Holy crap! That just took 7 months off of our engineering research project. Alright, Society Research bonus has been improved. Oh, nice. Check this out. So now we have 2 of these. So when I research these together... Ooh. Oh, but there's a rare technology, the Faculty of Archaeo Studies. And that one's really important. I've got to go for it first. I want to go for these. I do, but we have to go for that one. We have to. Wow. Okay.
Fleet engaged. Give them a broadside.
Here we go. Let's see how our ships do in combat for the first time. Speed 1, and go. Slow. Alright, looks like we are whittling away at their numbers pretty quickly. The big guys are definitely putting up a fight, though. I think we've got it, though. Yeah, I think we've got them on the ropes. Yup. A few of my ships have had to jump out. I don't think we've actually lost any. Yeah. We've had several ships jump out, but that's it. I think we've got this. Well done. Okay, so we did lose 1 Corvette. That's a shame. Go ahead and reinforce. I want you to upgrade and then repair. Okay, let's go back up to speed 1. And with that being done, I want you to go ahead and come up. I want you to do a couple of things. Let's do that research project, survey the system. well, research project first. But then come back down and do the rest of what you were doing. Okay, and with that combat done, we're at a good stopping point for this episode, I think. How am I doing on influence? Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. All right, so that's currently going. Let me go ahead and give the order to build a starbase in Fuelia. Because we have that archaeological site we can hopefully add to our territory, and then hopefully Obeshoth will be snagged as well. Do I have a spare envoy? I don't. So I don't have a means to improve our relationship with the Thorkwell Pact right now, but we might gain an additional envoy after I finish those insight technologies that I've been unlocking. So some really interesting things starting to happen here with this. We have an agriculture district almost done on Modia that will help us with our jobs problem and provide some additional housing, which will help with pop growth. But I will go ahead and stop this one here. And in the next one, we will focus on continuing to investigate those technologies, continuing to procure alien specimens, and seeing if we can knock down any other colonies, and also seeing what we can do to make sure that this little stretch of stars is completely ours. It's kind of looking promising. We have a tropical world here as well. And of course, we have a new colony that is about to be settled at the same time. So lots going on. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.